What's up, you guys? Hey, it is a little dark out. It's because it's night and I'm going back into the hospital. I wanted to shoot this video because I have something very important to share with you. Let me tell you the situation first. I have been on call for 4 days. This is my 4th day. I came in the hospital yesterday morning at 6:45 a.m. for a meeting, proceeded to round, and then started to get called on lots of patients. And I ended up doing like 5 or 6 cases yesterday, staying super late. I decided to stay at the hospital in one of the call rooms. I slept, but I just stayed at the hospital. I didn't have a change of clothes, you feel all crappy and all that stuff. I figured, I'll be okay for the next day, which is today. I got up early, rounded, took care of everything. Was kind of an easy morning, and then stuff started again and got really busy again. So then I finished essentially about 10:30. So I was in the hospital for like around 40 hours. I then went to eat dinner at a restaurant really close, then was driving home. And I was about 5 minutes from getting home, and I got a call. This patient needs a dialysis catheter emergently for potassium. It needs to be dialyzed, and they don't have anybody else to do it right now. So I have to go back to the hospital. This is a crushing type of scenario if you are not mentally prepared for something like this. A lot of people that work for 40 hours a week are upset if they have to work 50 or stay after hours or something like that. We work 40 in one shift, and then you think you're going to go home about 5 minutes. You're going to go home, and then you get called back. And it's all mental. Like, I used to get really, really upset about this kind of stuff. It would frustrate me to no end. I'd be all upset, and I wouldn't know what to do and angry. But you can see right now, like, I'm really heading back right now. Although I'm disappointed, I'm not like angry. I'm not going to go off the handle. It's not going to ruin my day because I just kind of mentally prepared for these things. And they've happened before, and it doesn't do me any good to get all upset about it and go crazy. I just know that can happen. It's going to happen. It's going to suck. That's how it is. And I think it's a really important lesson to learn, especially in medicine, because this does happen a lot in different forms too. Studying in medical school is kind of like that. When you think you're done with something, another test shows up. You think you're, through one class, and the professor throws a pop quiz, whatever, you're about to finish the class for the day, and they're like, oh yeah, forgot, 5-minute pop quiz at the end. So it's really about controlling your emotions mostly. It's also kind of like getting those experiences that test your limits. One of the main things I want to talk about is a lot of people, mostly outside of medicine, I think, mostly outside surgery, talk about how we should definitely limit the duty hours of the resident for lots of good reasons. They don't want people to be sleeping on the road going home or making mistakes in the hospital, stuff like that. Now, I'm not advocating that you stay up for 41 hours because I've done that before. Ended up pissing my pants after when I fell asleep as an adult in my 30s. And these long shifts like this, I do sleep. I get naps here and there, and I feel like I do that enough. I get that enough where I'm not, compromising my brain. But just being in the hospital for that long, it does kind of feel weird, and it's a little frustrating. The thing about the duty hours is that when you're a resident, and if you never reach your limit, or you reach a very small limit, right? At first, a limit is working like 16 hours a day, and you're like, holy crap, 16 hours a day, I would work 16 hours a day. And then you push that to 18 and 20 and 24 and 30 and 36. Pretty soon, 40 hours in the hospital, or 3 days in the hospital, 2 nights. It's not that undoable, really. Pretty soon, you have this mindset. You're like, I'm a f***ing warrior, right? That's kind of what in my opinion, you should have that mindset, like if you're going to go into medicine, because you need to be a warrior for your patients. If you're not, who is? Hopefully one of the other doctors, because they're kind of there by themselves. They don't really know a lot about medicine, most people. And so you need to be that warrior for them, and no matter what time they need you're there. It's kind of like building muscles. You can't go out there and lift 1,000 pounds right away. Over 20 years, if you keep lifting weights, you might be able to lift 1,000 pounds. I don't think anybody lifts really 1,000 pounds a day. I don't know. I think you just got to keep building your muscle of tolerance, and tolerance for lots of different frustrating scenarios because there's plenty to be had in medicine. I just think it's really important to keep that positive mindset and not let these things bother you, and keep getting better. The more frustrating things that happen in a day, the more frustrating things that you can tolerate happening, the less it'll affect you, it'll affect your patients, and it'll affect like your overall life and the people around you and all that stuff. Because when you bring that home, you know, lots of frustrating things happen at work. If you bring them home, then lots of more frustrating things are going to happen at home. So I just want to take the opportunity, because right now I'm like, I gotta go back. But I'm also like, that patient needs that catheter. I know they do. I can't just go home. I'll just sleep in the hospital again. It's okay. It's a bed. I feel like I broke my hip when I woke up this morning. Pillow's bad too. It's got like, it's supposed to be a Tempur-Pedic pillow, but it's like a rock. Anyway, hope you guys like this video. Haven't done one in a while. It's an important message. Go out there, be a warrior, and kick ass. Do good for people. That's what it's all about.